18-year-old kid that he once was, and Magic's a taxing game. You know?
Here we go. So yeah,
That's
we
a
have
Chapin,
him. So
Andrew Pekios.
Welcome to round 5 here at the Star City Games Invitational in Indianapolis. I'm Gavin Verhey. I'm here with Adrian Sullivan. We're about to start the Legacy portion. So this is the first round of Legacy. We just had 4 rounds of Standard, and now here comes the Legacy part. On your right, the innovator himself, Patrick Chapin. Got some rumors of different decks he's playing. You said he was working on some Basalt Monolith combo deck.
No, he was brewing it. He might not have ended up playing it.
Okay.
But last night, he did not know what he wanted to play.
Well, we'll see what he ended up with. No matter what it is, it's bound to be a great match. Always awesome to watch Patrick play some Magic.
Yep.
On your left, Andrew Pekios, another player sitting at 301. I don't know what deck he's playing. I couldn't quite catch a glimpse of it, but we'll find out soon enough. Last week in Providence, Patrick Chapin played his Ancestral Visions-powered Stoneforge deck. So if he's not playing his Basalt Monolith deck, I wouldn't be surprised if he was playing that. Let's see. What do we see off the top here for Andrew? I think I see a Crucible of Worlds. Okay, so I see
Ancestral.
Ancestral. So it looks like Patrick Chapin might have gone back to his Stoneforge roots, away from the Basalt Monolith world. Yep, there's Tundra. It looks like...
I see. Was that a Mishra's Factory?
Yep, this looks like a mirror match to me. And maybe, you know, some of the things are different, though. It's like some people play Standstill, some people play Ancestral Vision.
I think it's important to note that the people that were playing Standstill a few weeks ago all took their Standstills out. And I believe Drew Levin, Lou Laskin said, now that people know how to play against Standstill, it's not good anymore. And I've been saying that Standstill is not good in controlling decks for a long time. I understand that people win with it, but I think they win with it because the card is good enough, not because it's actively very good.
So Andrew Pekios casts Brainstorm on his main phase. Patrick Chapin responds with the Brainstorm of his own, no doubt trying to find Mental Misstep. And so he cracks a Flooded Strand. We'll see if he missteps here. Yeah, I was actually talking to Max McCall about this the other day, who's played a lot of Legacy, and he says that every couple of years somebody picks up Standstill, puts it in a deck because everyone forgot to play about it. It was good for like 2 weeks, and then people remember how to play against Standstill again, and they take it out. So let's see. He gets a Tundra.
Blue spell.
Looks like another Brainstorm?
I think so.
Alright, so Patrick Chapin will be brainstorming again, trying to find a Mental Misstep or similar.
Yeah, it's a Brainstorm.
Yep.
Standard
3 cards.
round 5 are now
Ooh, STP, Swords to Plowshares.
I see swords, but I see no blue frames poking up. Looks like 2 lands and a swords.
Round 5 are Table 6, Wes Murphy and Isaac Davis. And Table 11, Brian Boss and Brian Grimm. Brian Boss and Brian Grimm, please take the Liliana table. And Wes Murphy.
Chapin puts some cards back. Alright.
And
And now, finally, Andrew's Brainstorm's going to resolve.
Let's see what he gets.
Let's see what he finds. I think he's looking for lands.
If he is, he found one.
Yeah, he found a Marsh Flats, I believe.
Now, the classic Legacy play is main phase Brainstorm. And for the most part, main phase Brainstorm is often very, very correct, especially in the early game, because the Brainstorm effect is at its most powerful when you shuffle away the cards you don't want any longer. And so you're going to see people that have played Legacy less often have a case of end-of-your-turn-itis, where sometimes they'll cast their Brainstorms at the end of the turn without having access to a Flooded Strand or, Polluted Delta or whatever other kinds of cards they would have to shuffle things away. And it's kind of one of those things that people do because they just don't know any better. But once you've been playing a bit longer, you'll see a lot of the people that play Legacy more are much more interested in making sure that their Brainstorms happen, even if it is during the main phase, just thinking that fetch at the right time.
So interestingly, Andrew Fetchland there, Marsh Flats, finds an Underground Sea, so there's a little black twist to this deck.
Yeah. Patrick Chapin draws a counter spell. It looked like an Ice Age counter spell to me, one of my favorites.
Huh. So I wonder what the black is for in Andrew's deck. What black card do you think you would be playing here?
Perhaps access to Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize, maybe.
Dark Confidant.
Dark Confidant's a good one. I guess maybe this is not what we predicted, unless he thinks, or maybe Confidant is his way to get ahead in the mirror. All right, so but Chapin just swords it.
We have a misstep.
Misstep from Andrew.
And counterspell will probably be coming here from Patrick.
Yep, counter from Patrick. Yeah, I think the other thing about Brainstorm, too, is that you want to see as many cards as possible when you Brainstorm, so waiting until your main phase just lets you see one more extra card. And you know the mana investment is so low for 1 mana. All right, and Dark Confidant goes down.
Exiled.
It's one of the most important cards in, you know, like if you let a Confidant untap and start drawing you cards, you just get so far ahead of your opponent. And Patrick Chapin knows he has to deal with that. Plus, I'm sure he realizes there aren't a lot of good targets for his Swords of Plowshare, so it doesn't really cost him too much to use that one up either.
Another counter spell.
Yep, Mishra's Factory down for Patrick Chapin.
This Ancestral Visions is threatening to be a real menace in just a moment here. I expect we're going to see a main phase Brainstorm from Andrew. Oh, I'm wrong. I would have cast main phase Brainstorm looking for a land.
Well, alright, so Ancestral Vision comes off for Patrick Chapin. Andrew plays Force Pitching Jace.
Ouch.
And here comes Counterspell. Spell Snare for Andrew. There's a counter war happening.
That was a fight that Patrick wanted to win, but even in losing it, he wins by making a Force Will get pitched.
Yeah, and a Jace.
Yes.
Alright, so Patrick activates Mishra's Factory in battles for 2.
For 3.
For
Pumps
3.
it up with the Mishra's ability.
Good old Mishra's Factory
I haven't seen
technology.
that happen in a really long time, even though I'm playing a deck with Mishra's Factory in Legacy right now. Sometimes you just don't have the time to do it.
Andrew draws a Mental Misstep. And now we're going to see Dark Confidant come down?
I think it's a Dark Confidant. Yeah, I think you still cast Brainstorm and look for the land and then lay the Bob after.
Well, it's possible. I mean, the thing is, if you miss on your land doing that, it really hurts.
One of the lessons I remember being told about by Ian DeGraff, who's a Eternal expert that kind of trained Owen Turtenwald and trained Tommy Collowith, is that Legacy is a format for greed, so be greedy.
Right, so Patrick steers in for 4 with Mishra's Factory. Yeah, I mean, I agree with being greedy, but I mean, so look, I mean, his top 2 cards wasn't land. If he doesn't find a land there, he just does nothing that turn, and he's set back several turns.
I agree.
I mean, I like casting Dark Confidant there. I think I'm going to cast a Brainstorm the turn before.
Well, I want to see what that top card is. Show me, show me, show me. Go far enough back.
All right, we'll find out. Well, he cast Stoneforge Mystic.
Oh, I can't see now. Show me the last card. I can't see it.
Alright, so he Stoneforge Mystic up a Batterskull. And Andrew's board now is Dark Confidant and Stoneforge Mystic with a Batterskull waiting to come out to play next turn. Andrew's sitting at 10 life though. This Mishra's Factory pecking away at his life total rather effectively.
I still think Patrick is in trouble.
Oh, I mean, definitely. That Batterskull's going to come down and start dealing damage.
Patrick can easily turn this around with any single card.
Wasteland off the top.
Oh, that's actually really good right now.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Andrew doesn't find a
kills that white source. There's only one white source.
Yep. So
attacks with Mishra's.
And he leaves it back to pump. So Andrew could double block, but then he would lose both of his creatures, and he definitely doesn't want to do that. So
Wasteland the white. There it is.
Wasteland Tundra. And now Andrew has to find a land off his Dark Confidant. See if he does.
Nice.
Alright,
not
the black
white.
source.
Drawsy draw.
It
looks like a blue, which means no matter what, the Batterskull is not coming down now.
Right.
Judge Jeff.
Now, did you see the main phase Brainstorm here?
Judge Jeff.
In this situation, I'm not sure what you want to find with a main phase Brainstorm.
I was going to say find a fetch land, get a white, or play it.
But he'd have to do it before he would cast. Yeah, you probably would want it. That would probably be pretty good.
Yeah. Well, alright, so
here it comes, and block.
He just shoves Confidant in front of it. Wow.
He's got enough cards right now. I mean, I don't like it, but he's at a point where he doesn't want to really go to 3, and that Stoneforge Mystic is his way out, right? Getting the Batterskull down.
Sure. I mean, getting Batterskull is good. It's just the Confidant.
There's the fetch land.
There's Flooded Strand.
And a Wasteland. Wasteland, a nice backup for him in this situation.
For this round, you may begin.
Yeah.
Is that a fetch land for Patrick above the Mishra's Factory?
It's Misty Rainforest, yes.
Okay.
This is Gil.
So let's see. Puts cards back.
And here we're going to see the white mana that he needs from his Flooded Strand.
Yeah. So and then he can shuffle some stuff away. Alright, so he cracks it immediately, drops to 6. I don't know about the Dark Confidant block. I mean, I understand you could die, but you're going to Brainstorm, put your cards back anyway, and then
But he has to fetch. He still has to fetch then. So the cards that he puts back, he doesn't know what it's going to be. He would be at 2 life.
Well,
or not 2 life, 3 life, if he doesn't block there.
Well, he can fetch on his main phase, though.
That's fair.
I know, like, I'm a big sucker for Dark Confidants, and I just like keeping them in play whenever possible. I mean, I guess I can understand blocking, but I don't know. I like rolling the dice sometimes.
I mean, when you've got a lot of cards, the value of an extra card is not as significant.
Well,
It's always good to have an extra card, but it is not as significant.
Sure, I mean, I agree, it's not as significant, but, you know, when you're digging for, like, cards like Wasteland, I don't know.
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Right.
I'm saying when you have a lot. You got a Batter Skull
in the
in play.
meantime, yeah, Batter Skull hits the battlefield. What do you guys think? Let us know if you would have blocked that Dark Confidant there. So,
in it comes.
Now he comes in, serves with Batter Skull. And so, see, now, like, Andrew's in this position where he's got Batter Skull active, so he's in a pretty good shape. He's just played a Wasteland, but he had Dark Confidant active right now.
He might be dead.
Well, yeah.
In fact, he would be dead because there was a Vindicate on top there. So if we presume the rest of the library is the same, the Vindicate would have killed him.
Well, he would have brainstormed and flipped that flipped over.
No, because he cast the Brainstorm in the other way. You know, he has to do it in the way you're describing.
Sure.
And then he won't be dead necessarily. But like with the rest of the plays, he would be dead. I mean, obviously he doesn't have to play it that way. Like, I feel like he's in a position here where he's actually in good shape, and he's not in danger.
And there is Patrick Chapin's trademark, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
We're going to see maybe a Brainstorm here looking for an answer.
Let's see what he chooses to do.
He's got a Vindicate in hand. Brainstorm.
Brainstorm in response. Looking for Force of Will, no doubt. He found it.
And does he have another boost play? He's got Mental Missteps.
Yeah, he's got a couple mental missteps there in the back.
There's a Vindicate somewhere, and a Sackland, or a Tundra?
Is that a Cabal Therapy in front of his hand?
I don't think so. Maybe, I think it's... I can't quite tell what
Or
it
is
is.
that a him?
Might be a him. Force of Will.
This
Stops
would be
the Jace.
This would be a far different deck than we originally anticipated. It looked like land still, but it is not. It is white, blue, black. Stoneforge, Dark Confidant, Mental Misstep, Spell Pierce. It is Esper, like Esper aggro, Esper midrange.
Is that a Spell Pierce?
Yeah, he's got Spell
Okay,
Pierce.
and he's got the...
Him.
Yep. Plays the hipster him.
And now Chapin has to decide if he's going to block or not. So he cracks Flooded Strand.
Now Chapin in the block here, if he chooses to do so, will only lose one Mishra's Factory if he doesn't mind tapping out.
Right, he'll lose a single Mistress Factory, trade with the Batter Skull. Now granted, eventually Andrew will be able to reset that Batter Skull, but it'll buy him a couple turns to find an answer.
Power Factory. Response deactivation.
Wasteland to stop that.
And then you tap and activate the other factory.
Well, it's too late now. He's already activated the block. Oh, maybe he wasn't allowed to block yet. I don't know.
It didn't look like he was able to block yet.
Okay. Well, then he can make the other factory a 4/4.
Right.
Yeah. This is in the graveyard. But yeah. Okay. So power this factory. Make this factory.
Pump
a
it.
3/3.
Yep. Pump the factory.
Block.
Block.
Wasteland resolves.
And
Pump my
itself.
factory. Trade with your germ.
Yep.
I'm at a 10.
There you go. Yeah, maybe it's right there to wait till he blocks.
Are you at? Wait. I'm at 10. No. I was at 9. I'm at 13.
So regardless of the situation,
Doesn't get
Andrew ends up 4 life. And he's going to be able to reset that Batter Skull in a couple turns, but it gives Patrick some time.
Does Chapin have a hand?
No, it got him.
Yep. So 0 cards, 6 mana, versus empty Batter Skull and a few cards. Chapin would love a chase right there. Vindicate
So
would have made short work of that. 1 for Andrew Pekios. Probably no land in hand.
And so he's sitting on Spell Pierce, Vindicate, and he just returns Batter Skull now. Oh, he passed the turn, and
Okay.
Chapin did nothing.
Wow,
Return
that
Batter
Wasteland
Skull.
was actually very good.
Wastelands, and then at the end of Chapin's turn, you can just put that Batter Skull down and start to go to town on Patrick's life total. In fact, that's a 2-turn clock with the Stoneforge Mystic attacking also.
Yep.
So Andrew's going to attack for
EOT
5.
comes down the germ, Batter Skull.
Right, attack for 5.
Here they come.
Chapin goes to 5. He's got the swords.
Swords?
Swords, Plowshares, and the token.
He has the swords.
Yep. Mental Misstep being cast for mana. I believe that's another Mental Misstep being cast for mana as well.
Yep.
My 9.
And so Batter Skull goes away, Andrew still gains the 4 life from the swords, but Patrick only takes 1, drops to 9. And now that buys Patrick Chapin a little more time.
Throwing away cards, looking for time.
Mishra's Factory.
Mishra's Factory. Back up comes the Batterskull.
Right.
2 Vindicates,
Wow.
a Spell Pierce, and I think is it a Swords?
Let's see.
Oh, it's the Batterskull. There we go.
Alright, so he's got a Vindicate. Looking at it.
He's just
Wait, he's not leaving any white untapped to Vile. With the Mystic. Oh, he's past this. Okay.
Yeah.
Literally, he's like, wait a second. Alright,
Wastelands the Mishra.
Yeah, and down comes Batterskull again. What
End
a
of the
crazy
turn,
card.
Batterskull. There it is.
It's kind of apt actually, considering how it just keeps ramming again and again and again.
There's a Jace in
Oh, my.
for 5, knocks Patrick to 4. Very few ways for Patrick to get out of this right now.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna play Jace and Patrick. Hard cast force. Spell Pierce from Andrew.
Boy.
Mental misstep from Patrick.
Oh, no cards for Patrick. He wants to draw a Batterskull right now. That's what he wants to draw. But then a
Batterskull-
Vindicate will still take care of it.
Yeah.
Brainstorm?
Brainstorm.
Alright,
Let's see what
so
you got.
His pick of his top 3 cards. You'll know if the game is over right here.
Jace buys him some time. Can lay Jace, bounce the Germ.
And yeah, and then actually Jace. And then actually Jace survives another turn.
Well, the Jace will get vindicated by Andrew.
Yeah.
And then the top of his
Oh.
library being set, Patrick will be dead.
That is likely what will happen.
Jace wants
You'll
to-
see.
Bounces the Germ.
Alright, passes the turn. It should get vindicated here.
No, I would do it.
Okay.
It's in the attack
This
box.
card.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't attack box. There you go.
If he drew a land,
Another him. Okay, so he
Yeah.
vindicates there. Attacks for 1 with Stoneforge Mystic.
yep, which means that Patrick knows what the top of his library is, which means Patrick is dead to Andrew.
Fact or fiction?
Oh, he's a fact. I didn't realize that was that card. I thought it was a Brainstorm. Or not a Brainstorm, a Counterspell. Okay, there we go.
Just backs into misstep, ancestral vision, a lot of counters, a couple card drawing, and that's game 1 for Patrick Chapin losing to Andrew Pekios. So in the meantime, we're gonna tell you about something pretty awesome. Coming soon is the 2012 core set.
Yep.
A lot of really cool stuff in Magic 2012. We only know a couple preview cards so far, but I'm excited about what we see. First of all, we know the 5 Planeswalkers. One of them is Gideon Jura. He's going to be around for another year, and he is a very, very powerful Planeswalker. We've seen him dominate Standard.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you're like me and you like to be a red mage sometimes and attack with Goblin Guides, realize that your life is going to continue to be hard because Gideon Jura is out there.
It's very true. And, of course, other Planeswalkers are back too. Sorin, Jace, Garrick, Chandra. We know a couple other cards. There's Gideon's Avenger. A couple other cards are revealed. You can find them on Star City Games website. So get your pre-orders in now. A couple cards you can buy. You can also just pre-order our boxes. When you pre-order, as you see on the screen, you get a free month of Star City Games Premium. So if you can want to try it Premium, don't know where you want to get your box from, like, who should I buy it from? Buy it from us, and we'll give you a free box of a free month of Premium along with it. So why not?
And one of the things, you know, a lot of people that don't have Premium, usually what they say is, you know, oh, I don't need that kind of thing. If you're serious about your Magic game, even if you don't like the articles, it's good to know what people are reading so that you know what the metagame is like. I mean, you see an article happen, and there are going to be people that are more likely to play those exact cards that are in that article. Even if you don't like that deck, you can get a hint. Oh, they're going to have Nature's Claim in their sideboard because they're copying this list. Oh, they're going to have Surgical Extraction in the sideboard because they're copying that list.
Right.
And it's just the kinds of little, small, useful things you can get from that.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think people who don't have premium are always like, oh, I don't really need that. And then once they get Premium, they realize how valuable of a resource that is to them. I mean, my theory is, and Richard Feldman said this at one point, is skip a PTQ, buy Premium. For you know, a comparable cost, you know, you just get so much more information, and the information will help you towards winning a PTQ. Or if you just want to like do the financial end of things, you can easily make your money back by reading, you know, Medina's articles, Ben Blyweiss's articles. You read those, and you'll make your money back easily. So, and plus all the videos now too available. Just all kinds of great stuff on Premium. AJ Soccer talking on Premium. it is a good time to be a premium reader right now. Great things are coming out of premium, and you're going to want to be a part of it. You can also read premium on SCG Mobile. Just released last week. You can download it in the App Store right now if you have an iPod, and you can check it out. It lets you start reading articles on the go. There's a life tracker, card lookup, all kinds of great things you want. It's only like $5, so you'll want to check into that. In the meantime, we're going to be going into Game 2 here between Andrew Pekios and Patrick Chapin. A couple of diligent people on Twitter pointed out that if Andrew had just equipped his Stoneforge with Batterskull, people forget you can just equip Batterskull, right? Yep. And if you just had equipped it in attack, that would have been lethal. But
it's pretty easy to get into, kind of tunnel vision.
Yeah, I mean, when your plan is so often pick up Batterskull, replay Batterskull, pick up Batterskull, replay Batterskull, it's easy to miss that. I mean, we didn't see it; we were just focused on the Batterskull.
Yep. Briefly in the background, we saw Brad Strzelczewski, a ringer, recently qualified for the Pro Tour. Plays in a lot of these events.
Liam Kane points out on Twitter, good point. I think that's the first time I've seen the 5-spell Factor Fiction followed promptly by the caster scooping.
You know, these days people don't play Factor Fiction very much, you know?
Awesome.
It's a really awesome card.
Yeah, Rashad points out that Factor Fiction was pretty good.
Yeah, Force of Will, Mental Misstep, something.
Misstep, Ancestral Vision, yeah.
Ancestral Visions, yeah.
Yeah. It's, Factor Fiction is a card you don't see a lot of anymore, but it's really powerful. And then Control Mirrors, or, even Pseudo-Control Mirrors, it just gives you all the options you want. And it also is just so good if you think your opponents aren't good. I'm not saying Andrew's not good or anything. I'm just saying that, like, if you play against weaker opponents, they're going to make a mistake with their Factor Fiction, and then that lets you capitalize. I've won so many games where I cast Factor Fiction. I'm like, okay, well, this is how I was going to split the piles. I have to start thinking. And then they just put all the cards I want in one pile, you know? It's absolutely insane.
Well, we're about to get this second game underway. One of the things that's so difficult about it is you can be a good player but not know what's important to your opponents just because you don't know their deck very well.
And there's a Mistress Factory by Patrick Chapin. I think it was Kai who wrote an entire article on how to split Factor Fictions. And if you can find that article somewhere online these days, and it is incredible. Just thousands of words on how to split a Factor Fiction. It can teach you more about that particular sequence than anything else.
2 damage coming in right away.
Yep. Just serves with that Mistress Factory Fearless. It reminds me a lot of Kai's Factor Fiction article. It reminds me a lot of AJ Stalker's Brainstorm article, where he just has an entire article talking about how to play with Brainstorm correctly. And learning, how to play with these very powerful cards that are ubiquitous in their formats is a big, big deal. In the meantime, we see Andrew crack his fetch land and untap. Looks like his hand is Force of Will. I see a Batterskull hiding back in there. 2 mana, he's got the Dark Confidant on turn 2. Patrick,
problematic, needs the swords now.
Patrick does not have a force. He peels the swords off the top. Very nice.
And zoink. Ice Age Swords. Mental Misstep cast to stop it. And Patrick says Red Blast.
4.
Oh, which says Force of Will pitching my Force of Will.
We are fighting over this one, and that just shows you how powerful Dark Confidant is in this matchup.
Let's see, is the whole field gonna clear out?
Counter Wars, and Dark Confidant sticks, so that's really good for Andrew here.
No pain there. Andrew making up the loss of the Force of Will right there.
Is that double Hymn to Turok in his hands? I'm pretty sure it is.
Quite see.
If that's double Hymn, Patrick Chapin is going to be in a big, big problematic situation.
1, 2, 3. Is that 3 cards? I think it's 3 cards for Chapin.
There's a Hymn.
There we go. Hipster Hymn. Ooh.
Alright, so Andrew's going to do some dice rolling. Or just
1, 2, 3.
Alright, so it's Factor Fiction and Scalding turn.
Yep.
So Patrick has 2 cards left, which conveniently the right number to him away next turn. So looks like he let in quotation marks Patrick keep a counterspell. Still a Spell Snare.
Spell Snare, Counterspell, and Mistress Factory. Now Patrick is in the unfortunate situation of he can stop whatever Andrew does for the most part in this coming turn, but the Dark Confidant is going to take over very rapidly.
Yep. And there's 4 points of damage from Jace. So eats away at Andrew's life a little bit. And Andrew can't, it's hard for Andrew to attack. Patrick has that Mistress Factory, and Andrew has the Wasteland for the Mistress Factory.
2 Mistress Factories, or sorry, 2 Wastelands, 1 in hand, 1 in play.
Yeah. So it depends if Andrew's okay using Wasteland here. I think I probably would be.
I would totally be pushing those wastelands into that land. The Dark Confidant is so powerful here.
Oh, he just taps 4.
You've already got a mana engine going, or sorry, a card advantage engine going. I wouldn't go there at all. And now he can't attack because there's the Mishra's Factory there.
I would have at least attacked first and, like, you know, have him spend the mana to activate and then wastelands.
Well, I mean,
it just seems like, yeah, you want to press your advantage, right? I think
yeah.
you're right. You just
You treat it like Cobblade. Like, what happens with... And he throws
He
away...
blocks.
What the heck just happened there? I guess if you tap deck a... Okay, he's going to cast...
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, Dark Confidant is so valuable, and at 9 life, you're not really in any danger.
He's not in danger there at all.
And he's got a batter in his hand.
Which is going to get spell snared.
Alright.
And lays a fetch land, and now begins the wastelanding, which probably should have happened much sooner.
Go.
Patrick has a Force of Will in hand. And here comes a Jace that's going to resolve.
Man, I can't believe he threw away that Dark Confidant.
I can't believe it either. That was not necessary.
It's just so, like, he just saw this gigantic counter war fought over that Dark Confidant, and then he just lets it die like that.
Yeah.
Shows you how important it is in this matchup. We'll see what happens. Looks like Andrew has another Dark Confidant thing in his hand.
Top decked.
Alright, and down comes Jace, the Mind Sculptor.
Which is going to resolve,
Something-
and that will bury Patrick.
Jace is something Patrick knows a little bit about.
Patrick needs to find a red blast basically right away now.
Alright, so Andrew Fate Seals Patrick.
Leaves it there, but there are some fetch lands.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I like to do when I see fetch lands from my opponents is always leave it there.
I have definitely left a lethal burn spell on top of my opponent's library before when they had a fetch land. I just looked at it, instantly put it back down. They cracked their fetch land, and they were not so happy.
Okay.
Alright, so Chapin's going to untap here. See what he finds. So his Force in his hand, he draws a mental misstep.
Not what he wants right now.
Yeah,
he wants to be active, not reactive. And Jace goes. Look at the top. Buries it. You gotta leave it on top. Make Patrick fetch.
Well, I mean, there might not be a
Force
reason.
of Will.
There might not be a reason to take that risk here. Yes, Patrick Chapin, Force of Will's Andrew's Dark Confidant. I mean, maybe you just don't take the risk of leaving it on top. I mean, if it was like a Red Elemental Blast or something, like maybe there's a chance Patrick just reads through you. But Andrew has a misstep in his hand.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm surprised.
3 mana being tapped.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that a Crucible?
That is Crucible.
Oh, Crucible. Crucible can actually keep up in terms of card advantage with that Jace. Jace has not been being used for card advantage yet. It's been being used for disruption. But there's the Vindicate. Oh, heartbreaking for Patrick.
And another Fate Seal. Leaves it there. Patrick draws a card, passes the turn. And is Jace on 9 counters currently?
That's on a lot.
I think Patrick hit double digits.
There's the second die.
Changing out of the die, it means we're at double digits. And he leaves it there.
It's bad news for Becky. Here we're going to have Batterskull.
Oh man,
With
yeah,
a
Andrew
germ.
in a dominating position.
Is that a Elspeth?
Yeah, Patrick has Elspeth in his hands. Alright, so he Fate Seals again.
13, I believe.
Yep, so that Jace is active next turn. Thinks about it for a while, is like, how can I lose with this active Jace? Let's not do something silly.
Attack you.
Thank you for the Batterskull, good play.
There
And
we
Wasteland's
go.
land down, and I think this is going to be lights out for Patrick Chapin.
Brainstorm?
He's got Brainstorm. Sees Jace, Brainstorm.
Spell Snare. All too reactive. Or too expensive.
Alright, that's it. Andrew Pekios takes down Patrick Chapin in 2 games, dropping Patrick Chapin to 3-1-1 on the day.